Yes, it is Wednesday. It is noon. That means it's time for the High Noon Hemp Show on the Hemptations Beach page on Facebook. We're here every Wednesday. You can also find us on demand on YouTube. Search Jedi Hemp. Subscribe there. And we are now moving us into the 21st century, an audio podcast. That's right. If you don't want to see this for whatever reason, maybe you're driving. I really don't know what your problem is. But if you don't want to see us, you just want to hear us. Podbean is where you can find us. Search the High Noon Hemp Show on Podbean. We're also already on Google Play Music. Hopefully on more platforms coming up. The first season is up there as we speak. Go download that. There'll be more seasons coming as well. I am Joe Clare. You can Google me if you feel like it to see what I'm up to. The man himself is Beach, high above the Hemptations in Sharonville at the Hemp Quarters. Is episode 50, is also the first episode 50. After our 1-year anniversary. So it's kind of like an anniversary show. Just so much going on.
So much going on.
There, Beach, in the world of Hemptations.
Things are great. Sitting up here in the Hemp Quarters, high above the Sharonville location. Thanks everyone for joining us in the High Hemp. See, I take a week off. And I've forgotten the name of the show already. The High Noon Hemp Show, episode 50. You'd think that my brain muscle would have just taken over there. But yes, as my illustrious partner over there has said, we are now a podcast. I almost feel like we're technologically going backwards, but I understand that the podcast thing is very popular in the world.
Yes,
and
big with the
just like, yeah, Joe said, if you're somewhere where you're obviously driving and you want to listen to the High Noon Hemp Show, or you're at work and you can't watch something, but you can listen to something, then, obviously, hey, we're here for you now. We've got that covered. It is the High Noon Hemp Show at Podbean. And then, as Joe said, I believe we're at Google as well, right?
Yes,
Joe's
Google
doing
Play
stuff
Music.
for me that I don't even. Yeah, and so
hopefully soon to
find
others.
the podcast if that is what you desire. If not, of course, we are on YouTube at the Jedi Hemp channel, here on Facebook every Wednesday live, and a lot of stuff going on. Yes, we survived Hurricane Dorian. We were evacuated, which was a real bummer. In fact, at this exact time last week, we were about an hour and a half off the island. And it was beautiful. No, it wasn't bad because they evacuated most of the rest of the island at the Outer Banks the day before. They didn't evacuate the top part of the island, so we got kind of lucky there. So traffic wasn't bad. Weather was great, of course. The hurricane wasn't going to hit for another 36 hours when we left. Was probably the worst of it. I joked that they kicked us off the island, but all the rental property did was come and turn the chairs over on the deck. And so, yes, we would have been flooded in possibly, even though I do have a Jeep and our house was on a little bit of a higher ground beyond the dunes. It's hard to say what it was like. I know they had to evacuate some people off the Outer Banks. Probably some residents that just held out, didn't know what was going to happen. But anyway, did cut our vacation short, obviously made it impossible to do a High Noon Hemp Show from the Outer Banks because we were on the road, and I'm not sure how I would have worked those graphics anyway. And so here we are. That's right.
Broadcasting.
back for episode 50. It is also, not only are we beyond a year, but my partner over there is another year older today. We were discussing it's quite an illustrious birthday. It was great right up until 9/11 happened. Yes, and then it was, a whole different world on his birthday, I'm sure.
Yes.
But
normally overshadowed, to say the least.
We wouldn't be here today, though, if that guy over there wasn't born. So
that's right. 40
everybody
years ago
do
today.
A little round of applause, sing Joe happy birthday.
Big event.
And know that the High Noon Hemp Show wouldn't exist without him. So,
for
did you
those
say
of you
40?
saying that I don't look a day over 56, thank you.
Yeah,
you're appreciated.
It's a really big. I can't believe you're so young.
Yes. When I tell people how old I
It's
am,
not
they
really
are
a
generally
compliment,
surprised. But I am 40.
right?
Yes,
40 on episode 50. Wow,
that's right.
take that out. It's
There's so much
good
going
stuff
on.
going on. So much celebrating. We have a lot of celebrating to do, actually, in the hemp world.
Mm-hmm.
One other thing, we've discussed the podcast. We will be resuming online retail sales within the days. We have, thankfully, we have been approved for Square's new CBD beta. Beta, I think that's what they're called. But I had to go through some paperwork to let them know that, again, industrial hemp, they are one that is obviously beginning to accept the fact that there is a difference between industrial hemp and what they call marijuana when it comes to cannabis.
Imagine
And so we go back to somewhat feeling a little bit more legitimate, even though we have never been legitimate. But it's the credit card companies have made me, the banking industry has made me feel very not legitimate over the years. Thank you for that. But we're getting it back. And that, therefore, I am planning on having our CBD up online, probably cream, and then starting to put more hemp products back onto the planeteverywhere.com, which is the retail site. If you don't know, planeteverywhere.com. There will be a link off of hemptations.com to shop. So we're pretty excited about that. We're getting a new awning here at the Sharonville location. We were talking about that. That's going to be fun. It's a different color. Very used to the red awning. It was going to be gray now, I believe. And so, I'm not sure how I truly feel about that, but we'll have our purple and green. Purple and green work well on gray. I think they work better on gray than they do on red. And so, we'll have our purple and green letters and maybe some leaves up there on the new awning as soon as we get that. So if you're used to seeing the red awning, it's going to look a little bit front of the building. It's going to look a little weird if you shop at the Sharonville location.
but still there.
But it's still there. I want to. I keep joking to myself, and over the years I've joked to myself that I should have a sheet somewhere that's spray painted on it. I assure you, we are open. If you don't know, that's a Clerks joke because eventually, by the end of the show or movie, because they close and they go to the top of the store and all this, they never look like they're open, but they have the sheet out in front of the store, full size sheet that says spray painted, "I assure you, we are open." And over the years, we've had instances where I feel like that sheet would be appropriate. This may be one of them. Anyway, I assure you, we are open 7 days a week still. I am going to be doing my presentation at the Ohio Hemp Summit, which is in 2 weeks, the 28th, 2.5 weeks or so, up at the Pickaway Fairgrounds, I believe it is, Circleville, Ohio. I'm going to set up the hemp booth, so to speak, which just basically has all the different forms of hemp and stages of breaking the plant down from the stalk to the bast to the other parts of the plant, and they're answering questions and talking to people all day long. So that's in 2.5 weeks here in Ohio. I've been about it. Last year was the first year. It was a great event. Industrial hemp farming was not legal in Ohio. It is now. So I really think that, and I am also going to focus my presentation a little bit more on the manufacturing of the byproducts of hemp, except for CBD, because we'll have plenty of people there talking about that. But, I'm going to talk about, how they break down to make the food products, how they break it down to make this, that, and all the other as part of my presentation. So, that will be a fun day about hemp, all about hemp in Ohio. And so if you're in the Ohio area, I would recommend coming out for that event if you can make it, September 28th. All right. Well, that's everything, all the exciting stuff going on in Hemptation's world, which is kind of exciting to me, honestly. It seems like we're now kind of moving forward with the credit card thing. I think the podcast, I'm excited about the podcast thing because everybody's talking about podcasts. And so just to give them the podcast option to listen to the show, which is me a little odd because, like at this particular moment, all you're going to get is the audio to our new commercial if you're listening to the podcast, and we can do some pictures on occasion. But it is a lot of news and stuff, and so I do see the value of listening to the show as well. And so anyway, speaking of that, this is the newest commercial, which has been approved to use the CBD in it. Right now, this is going to run on some local channels and then on the internet with what they call OTT. And so without further ado, let's go ahead and run the newest 30-second commercial. Hemptations has been your trusted hemp source for 20 years plus and 10 years of selling CBD. Try Hemptations Kentucky-grown CBD tincture and Kentucky-grown hemp oil. Hemptations has the largest selection of hemp on the planet, and that includes CBD in many different forms. 4 locations in Cincinnati and Dayton, open 7 days a week. Get store locations at hemptations.com and check out the High Noon Hemp Show on YouTube. Having Hemptations?
That's right. Well, shout out.
It's like a commercial inside a commercial. We just I'm learning something from Cincy Lifestyle. Commercial of my own inside but basically could be considered a commercial. No. So there you have it. That's it's a good one. I like it. The employees, all the employees were okay with that. Izzy's been around for a long time, and I love that he loves being in the commercial. Jasmine's one of our newer employees. And then of course the guest starring customer, who is a customer, but also a very, 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 very good friend of mine. I've known him as long as I've known anyone. We were on the same T-ball baseball team when we were like 6 years old. That's how long I've known Murdog. And so it was funny that he just happened to come in when they were doing it, so they could kind of get that footage. But I have known that guy as long as I have known anyone that is roughly my age. And so Murdog made his way into a good old Hemptations commercial. And again, a testament to the products, because I know that they use them because they do what they need them to do, whether it's a friend or someone I don't know. And so anyway, all right, speaking of that, let's move on to the product spotlight, what I call 4 from the door. Or no, I'm going to mess that up too. I tell you what, I take a week off, go through a hurricane evacuation, and I can't talk anymore.
It's out of rhythm.
it's out, right? 4 from the store, 1 from my door. And so the first one from the store is the Beeline Organic Thick Wick. And so again, to avoid inhaling butane or the zipper fluid, whatever that is, you actually light this hemp wick, which has been waxed, so that it burns, and then you light your cigarette or pipe or whatever it is that you want to light with this. And so the hemp wick has been around for a little while, and it's very popular with the clean air movement. And so this is on the shelves all the time, and this is kind of the thicker version for whatever that's worth. The next one is the classic old Dr. Bronners. Everybody knows about Dr. Bronners. They are definitely a leading industry product maker when it comes to hemp, with the soaps and other things. This is actually their organic hair cream. And so This is, as it says, is a kind of a leave-in conditioning and light styling hair cream. So once again, if you're looking that's earth friendly, actually can benefit your hair. Hemp is obviously beneficial because of its protein content alone, probably for hair. And then, of course, it's got other good stuff in it that is, I'm sure, good for your hair. And at the very least, not bad for the planet. So when you go to rinse this out of your hair or whatever, and it goes down the drain and into the water system, once again, those are all natural, no chemicals and all that other bad stuff that you don't want anyway. That's, Dr. Bronners leads the world in that kind of stuff. And as I always like to say with the Dr. Bronners label, you will never be disappointed at something to read. Get out your reading glasses or get out a magnifying glass because it's small print, but they don't leave a space on their bottles empty to educate you with. And I love that. I love that about them. Always have. The Hempsels, of course, again, another company right over in Pennsylvania. We've been dealing with these guys for a while. And this is another product that I have at the house all the time. The hemp and honey mustard from Hempsels. And so if you like mustard, if you like a little kick, because it's got a little horseradish in there too. So it's kind of a sweet and spicy mustard. But absolutely delicious, and of course made with great old hemp. We love our hemp. And the last product from the store is the hemp cord, and we have these little hemp teak pouches, and I like this one. Breaks it down into 4 different colors, but these are kind of fall colors. We're in September. I don't think we're going to see fall here for another couple of weeks, maybe a month, because it feels like we just got to summer here. To be honest with you. And so this week is like a July week if I've ever seen one. And
Yeah.
so, and I will say we've had a late spring in good old Cincinnati. And so it doesn't surprise me that summer's late. I think fall is going to be late. We may have one heck of a winter. We'll see what happens. But anyway, I like the fall colors. So if you like making jewelry or just having some fall colored twine to make some fall colored decorations with, that's the hemp teak hemp cord. So that's 4 from my door. The one from I'm sorry. God, I did it again. That's 4 from the store. The one from my door is one that we actually had just recently before we got evacuated that I used and I really liked. It's a new sunblock, hemp sunblock. Sometimes I think names are quite funny, and Uncle Bud's is kind of a funny name. But I can tell you this, Uncle Bud's sunscreen is very, very well worth it. I know you can go to their website. They've got all their products. I think they have a whole line of this stuff, and then they have a whole line with CBD possibly. I'm not sure if that was them. I'm looking it up because I do want to get this in the stores at least by next summer, at the very least, because we don't have a sunscreen right now on the shelves, and so I really want one. And I will test after I've used it for 2 or 3 days that I really like it. Mary really liked it because it does go on more like a lotion, not it doesn't have a film, and that's the beauty of using hemp oil as the base for anything, is the fact that again it absorbs. It doesn't sit on top of the skin, and so you're getting whatever is good for you in and on. And again, none of that stuff should make it to the bloodstream as long as it's a certain size. And so, but we really like this stuff well enough that I am going to look into getting it into the stores. I now have a jar in the Jeep. It's one of the time when I take the top off the Jeep, if I want to, and we have some at the house, so we can take it with us wherever we go when we do need it. And I think we're going to need it if we get out in the next couple of weeks or months, because I don't think the sun is really going to go away. We may see less of it, but I think it's going to be out and going strong at 90 for the next couple of weeks anyway. So there you have it. That's the product spotlight. 4 from the store, 1 from my door. Yes, folks, I'm making fun of myself. Sometimes you just got to slow down. And so all those are obviously available in the store. I think that my goal going forward, so next week's, whatever I pick for next week's 4 from the store will go on to the retail site. And so I think that's going to be the next big move since we got the retail site up, and so I'll pick 4 from the store that I want to go up on the retail site. We'll focus on them on the show, and then bam, no matter where you are, no matter where you are, you can go and order those. You no longer have to come. Not that I'm saying don't come visit the stores, but that's I think that is a good way to do that. So
now you have a legitimate excuse. The only legitimate excuse for not visiting the stores, of course, is going on the website. So
that's right. That is correct.
And that brings us, of course, to the greatest segment in Facebook history. I don't know what you all did last week. I don't know what you do on the weeks that we're not here. When it comes to dressing yourselves, I don't know if you just go naked. I don't know what happens. I'm not living your life. But I'm glad to report
state of confusion.
That we're here again to teach you how to dress. You need to get some hemp clothing. You need to put some ensembles together. You need to get your whole wardrobe together, in other words, and the man to help you, not only with hemp and CBD and all that stuff, but to help you dress as well as beach. And we asked the most important question in Facebook history: what are you wearing beach?
That's right. If you woke up this morning and you said to yourself, what are you wearing beach? Well, now you're going to know. It's kind of a little old school, little new school in this outfit today. The hat is a fair hemptations hat. Kind of went, and I wasn't even really subliminally, I guess I might have been thinking about it. I kind of went red, white, and blue a little bit with today's outfit, not really thinking about it being 9/11 totally. It just happened that way. The shirt is an old Menastash zip up kind of polo, and I don't wear these a lot, and I should. But that's probably a 15-year-old shirt at least, and they're kind of thicker, and so that's probably why I don't wear them in the summer. But really nice shirts that they were producing for a while. Prana shorts with the Hempies belt. And, of course, the Green Spring Technology hemp pen in my pocket there, which you can see sticking out. We got some hempist briefs. I think you can go to their website. We have those in the store on occasion. The Oasis, and I found these on Amazon, no-show socks. And then a good old pair of Adidas. And, of course, maroon, not moron, but maroon. If you're an old Looney Tunes fan, that's how they used to call people morons. Let's call them maroons. But anyway, maroon is not a color I do wear a lot. But this just shows that if you like the color maroon, there's an outfit that you can find some way, maybe in the world, to wear. If you woke up this morning and you said, "What are you wearing, Beach?" Now you know. And there it is.
Indeed.
Do-do-do.
You're more knowledgeable about clothing now than you were before.
That's right. That's right.
That's all we can ask.
If it has existed, then it should exist.
Yes.
It's a very. I'm not even. I don't know who Confucius might have said that. I just said it.
Sure
it sounds very philosophical, though.
He said a lot. He was always talking, apparently.
He did, man. That guy said a lot. They didn't write down what he said until much later, but he did talk a lot. I love Confucius. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to speak ill of him. He was the. I don't want all his current followers because if you don't know, Kung Fu was invented by Confucius, I believe. They're martial arts, and so that's probably a lot of martial artists out there.
Confucius created Kung Fu, the TV show.
Well, in some way, he probably did, because I definitely think that David Carradine's character in Kung Fu, the TV show, was quite Confucius-like, and so, yes, kind of. All right, let's get on to some news, maybe some events. Get you folks back to doing whatever it is you do in the real world. Thank you for watching the High Noon Hemp Show live on the Facebook Beach page. You can go to YouTube and watch the episodes. You can now go to Podbean and Google something and listen to the podcast.
Is Google Play Music officially? is
Google
where we're
Play
going to base it
Music.
down.
I should know that. It's not Google something. I'm sure that Google has a page called Google something. I guess it's like just the regular Google page. But officially it is actually, you want to say that Google Music Play?
Google Play Music.
Google Play Music.
Yes.
Google Play Music. I get it. So you say that, and then it says, well, what do you want me to play? And then you say the High Noon Hemp Show.
I think if you have the
That's
Google
how
Play
Google should
app,
work.
if you have an Android or something, you just put in the High Noon Hemp Show in the Google Play app. It should come up, in theory, at least.
Okay.
Just may have to
And there you
test
have
that
it,
later if I
folks.
remember.
Yeah. We'll, but anyway, thanks again for being here today and every Wednesday at high noon for the High Noon Hemp Show. And of course, you can go to hemptations.com. The first page has all the events and whatnot that are store related or me related. The second page has all the events that I talk about on the High Noon Hemp Show. I usually try to post that within a day or two of the show so you can go and kind of see or be reminded if it was an event in your area, how to get in touch or something. The first thing that I do want to talk about is YouTube a little bit more, but the Hempsters have made a video. It's Hempsters Presents HT Global Hemp House Build TV series. And so if you're really into the building aspect, the construction aspect of hemp and its great aspects there, this series is based, I believe, on a couple people that are going around and building with hemp in different parts of the world. And so it's kind of following that. So it should be on YouTube. Again, I think, just go and look for the Global Hemp House Build. I'm sure that you will find, I'm pretty sure that I believe they've posted a couple episodes or at least one episode. Just kind of started or is coming about. And so go check that out on YouTube when you can. Add that to the Jedi Hemp channel as a favorite of yours, is the Global Hemp House Built TV series and all that stuff. I don't know how that works, but anyway, if you're in Kentucky, and I'm not positive where the hemp wood plant is, but if you are in Kentucky and you're near the hemp wood plant that they are going to open real soon or about to open, they are looking for employees. And so you can email them at work@hempwood.com. It's pretty simple. Work@hempwood.com. Email them if you're interested in a position at the new hempwood plant that's opening up in Kentucky. I'm super excited. I hope that when they open up, I get invited to a tour because I would love to check out the facilities, see what they're doing, go down and buy some wood from them. Personally, if I have to, I'll drive my trailer. Maybe that'd be an excuse to do it. I just search this and then be like, "Hey, well, I'm here. Can I see what's going on back there?" And so, but I would love to check out that because it's a game changer domestically. As far as producing wood products from hemp. In many different forms to be used in such a better environmental way than cutting down trees. And so I'm really excited for this place to get up and operating. Go, like I said, pick out some products and use it to build, but soon to come, very soon. I believe they're opening very soon. I probably didn't send you the picture of the Lotus Eco Elise either, did I?
No.
I was discussing. I had forgotten a couple pictures. I bring it up because recently I saw another post, and I did mention the Porsche that is now going to use hemp material in their cars. It's kind of the plastic version is the fiberglass. It's actually kind of the best fiberglass version. Just like BMW using theirs. And I saw an article that said it was the first race car to do this. And if anybody doesn't know, Lotus released the Eco Elise. I don't know. It's probably been 15 years ago. They made very few of them, but they had hemp, and it was clearly hemp running down the middle. It's like a middle stripe going down the entire vehicle. And I posted somewhere that I would race one of those because the Eco Elise is like this tiny little really fast car, or the Elise, I should say. And this was the Eco version of the Elise, made by Lotus, if you know anything about cars. But they were using basically the same stuff, and it was really a neat design. I would say, Google that if there's a picture will pop right up of the Lotus Eco Elise, EcoElise. Really neat little car that they used hemp in the body of. And so I love Porsche. I really do. The 911 is like probably the top of my all-time favorite car list. And they are building an electric vehicle, which I'm very excited about because, I almost gave up my Porsche dreams for Tesla because I just feel like if I'm going to invest a bunch of money, it should be the most eco-friendly vehicle I can buy. So that then, would be the Tesla, which I love. But I did see Porsche is now working on and releasing an electric vehicle real soon. Price-wise, I don't know. But I think the cheapest Porsche you can buy right now might be like $75,000. That's not a 911. No, they might have it's a couple less than that. But anyway, it's just good to see again that everybody's getting in on the hemp game. Then why not? Their competition is doing it. And like I said, BMW, Mercedes-Benz, they've been using hemp in their cars for 20 to 30 years. And it just makes sense. It's a renewable resource to replace a non-renewable resource with any type of that plastic material. So good for them one way or another. All right, let's get on to some events in September. Right now, as we speak, the Natural Products Expo East is happening in Baltimore, Maryland. Now, I know this isn't a specific hemp thing, but I can tell you there is going to be a lot of hemp stuff going on at this expo from what I have seen. And so if you're in the Baltimore, Maryland area this weekend or starting today, actually, in the next couple, 3 days, then check out the Natural Products Expo East, especially if you're an environmentally friendly person that wants environmentally friendly stuff is looking for that. The Expo East sounds like a reasonable place to go to find that. This weekend, the 13th through the 15th, we do have a tiny hemp houses building experience in Fort Collins. And so, again, this is just in a couple days, but if you're in the Fort Collins, Colorado area and you're looking to get in on a multi-day build process, these guys are some of the best in the world and have been doing it, just about as long as anybody. And so I think you can go to tinyhemphouses.com and see what they've got going on there. September 14th, and I just added this to the list. I really love the name of this, and I don't know what it means, but it's the Magoo Magical Hemp Harvest Tour. Okay, and this is in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. And so, just for curious names alone, if you're in the Chapel Hill area, I would definitely check out to see what they're going to be doing at the Magoo Magical Hemp Harvest Tour. And so we'll see. We're going to see more field days. These kind of a field day thing, I think, as we get into this fall. We've already started to see them as the crops go to maturity. And this one I have been talking about, September 14th, which is coming up. Once again, all this stuff's kind of happening in the next couple days or so. You've got the Holistic Hemp Festival over in Wharton, West Virginia. And so if you want to check out that going on this weekend as well. And here's one for September 15th, which these are popping up, and I find this very interesting. And I don't have any details on it. If anybody out there has any details on how this works, I would love to know. I mean, I kind of know how it works because I've picked my own before. I'm familiar with the pick your own. So normally strawberries or blueberries or something like that. It's not normally hemp. And so I think I think this is probably CBD related, I would guess. And so I guess I don't know if you just pay, like you go into the hemp field and you pick your own flower, and then you pay per flower by weight. I don't know how. Again, I'm curious as to how the pick your own. But this is not the first pick your own hemp event that I've seen. This one's going on in North Carolina as well, though. It's at Mebane, North Carolina. I don't know if that's how that's pronounced or not, but it's a pick your own hemp event. It's up 15th. And again, I've seen more of these, and I'll try to keep everybody posted with this. And I am very curious. So if you've participated in a pick your own, I know there was one in Maine, which I thought was interesting because in Maine, you can only sell Maine grown cannabis. It's like a new law. And I think I don't know if that's CBD. I think it might be CBD. It doesn't make any difference. I feel like they've changed the law in Maine in some way or another, whether it's THC or CBD or cannabis period, where it is that in order to sell cannabis in Maine, it has to have been grown in Maine. And so that just happened, which is kind of interesting. But I did see a pick your own in Maine. And so apparently they've got enough CBD anyway. Or maybe it's seeds. Like, I don't know. It's a kind of an interesting principle. I need to look a little bit more into it and see what's really going on. But then finishing up the month on my list anyway is what I was talking about earlier, the Hemp Farm Summit, Pickaway County. Once again, that's in Circleville, Ohio. I will be speaking, giving one of my presentations. I will also have the hemp booth set up, which is really just a little bit of everything hemp to touch and feel and see, in all the stages and all the byproduct. An example of most of the byproducts or the forms of byproducts that it makes. So, again, that's at the Pickaway County Fairgrounds in Circleville, Ohio, September 28th. A couple events at the beginning of October I'll talk about real quick. October 4th, you've got the Kentucky Hemp Harvest in Winchester. This will be a dinner. So it's the Kentucky Hemp Harvest Fest dinner in Winchester. Also on October 4th, you have the Jack Hare Foundation Celebrity Golf Tournament out in California. If you're not registered for that, or if you want to get involved with that, I would recommend you probably get in touch with them soon. And so that is all the news and international and national news when it comes to hemp. Thank you for watching or possibly listening to episode 50, Joe's Stoner Jesus's birthday episode.
1 year anniversary episode, basically.
1 year anniversary episode.
Confluence of events.
It's what a great time of year it is, folks. And it is a great time to be involved in industrial hemp, that is for sure. So absolutely. There you have it. As always, reduce, reuse, recycle, make everything else out of hemp. Having Hemptations.
See you all next week.